Hello and welcome. In this video, we will be discussing education cess in brief. The education cess is a tax levied by the Indian government to fund the education sector in the country. The education cess was introduced in the 2004-05 Union Budget by the then Finance Minister P. Chidambaram. It is a surcharge on the income tax and corporation tax paid by individuals and companies. Education cess is currently levied at the rate of 4% on the total amount of income tax and corporation tax paid by individuals and companies. The proceeds from the education cess are used to fund education initiatives in the country, including the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, the Midday Meal Scheme, and the Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan. The education cess is in addition to the income tax and corporation tax that individuals and companies are required to pay. This means that the total tax liability of individuals and companies in India is higher due to the education cess. The education cess is calculated on the total tax liability, including surcharges and other taxes. The education cess has been in effect since 2004 and has been amended from time to time. In 2018, the government replaced the education cess with a new tax called the Health and Education Cess, which is levied at the rate of 4% on the total amount of income tax and corporation tax paid by individuals and companies. The Health and Education Cess is used to fund health and education initiatives in the country. The proceeds from the cess are used to fund the Ayushman Bharat scheme, which provides health insurance coverage to the poor and needy, and the National Health Mission, which provides healthcare services in rural and remote areas. In conclusion, the education cess is a tax levied by the Indian government to fund education initiatives in the country. It is currently levied at the rate of 4% on the total amount of income tax and corporation tax paid by individuals and companies. The proceeds from the education cess are used to fund education initiatives such as the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, the Midday Meal Scheme, and the Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan. The education cess has been in effect since 2004 and has been amended from time to time to include health-related initiatives as well.